They say that you never really appreciate what you have until it's gone, until it's forcefully stolen from you and you're backed into a corner, alienated from yourself, from the people around you, from the things you make, from your own potential. I've never really believed in the all for one for all type of mentality because in this dog eat dog world, sometimes it's just better off to handle things on your own. Wow, was I wrong? So wrong.
Raiden, you've been assigned to a very important case. Only our highest trained agent is capable of pulling it off. We've received intel that the infamous drug lord Walter White has recently set up a drug operation in our city's backyard. They've been pumping drugs into our city for the past few years, and we've only recently tracked down their location. He's using his family's company, White Incorporated, as a front to do their drug operations. This company has been around for much longer than both you and me combined, which is why it's so difficult to penetrate from the outside. That's why we're now taking a different approach. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, will be to go undercover as one of his factory workers and gather information on when his next biggest delivery is coming in, so that we can intercept it and take him down.
I'll accept the mission. What do you need me to do?
Well, first, you need to get rid of this.
Huh. Working under a major operation, I experienced being under a bureaucratic system, and it wasn't a pretty picture. There's a reason why operations like these need to be brought down, and it was because of the unspeakable abuses workers have to suffer through just to get a decent amount of compensation. I consider myself lucky that I'm able to get consistent work, but some people got the short end of the stick. Some people don't have a choice but to accept jobs like that for the bare minimum. The abuses don't even have to be physical either. Sometimes it's mental, emotional, and personally, I think that's worse. The alienation that one has to go through for some cash. Being undercover on the first day of the job in a drug factory was really difficult.
Okay, so this is the assembly line. A lot of different jobs happen here, so don't slack off, or else you're gonna hold the entire production back. Understood?
Yeah, got it. It was a good thing someone was there to show me the ropes. But I didn't need just someone to show me the ropes. I needed a companion. Someone would trust me, but wouldn't pry too much. I need him.
Well, the best thing to do here is to shut up and do your job. That's the best thing that you can do here in the factory.
Who's in charge?
Pro tip, newbie, curiosity isn't encouraged here. Who cares who's in charge? As long as we get our money at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Well, you know, the last guy who kept asking and was very curious about the things we do here, he disappeared and never came back. So if you just want to be safe, just do your job.
No, I mean, I don't want to cause any trouble. I just want to know who I go to if I have questions about my work, like who we report to.
In cases like that, which happen very rarely, might I add, you can go to a supervisor.
But what will the supervisor do?
Well, the supervisor is gonna go to the director.
But what will the director do?
You ask way too many questions. What did I say about curiosity?
Right.
If you ask too many questions, you might just get put into a bag and thrown out. Literally.
And this is where you're gonna work. So the only thing you have to do is get this bill, put it inside this plastic bag, seal it, make sure there's no holes. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah. And you're gonna do that for the rest of your life.
Huh. Okay. In the company, I just had to do three things: act as an employee, pack drugs, and stay quiet. If I did all three, I'll be safe. You can already guess which one I violated.
Oh, hey, what is it? I'm just sorting through emails.
It's Raiden calling.
Oh, answer it!
Hello?
Hey, it's me. I'm glad you picked up. I figured everything out. They transport the drugs in their company trucks. And they mix it up with all the products that come from the actual company. At the center of it all the drugs. They have them shipped into this warehouse where everything is processed. I haven't figured out the schedule, but I will soon.
That's great.
You don't sound very happy about that.
It's not that. You just sound.
You just sound dead.
I'll call you back when I've gotten more info.
No, Raiden, we're sorry. Hello? Hello? He hung up.
I knew I sounded dead. I felt dead, doing the same thing over and over and over again. Takes a toll on you, mentally, physically. I felt so disconnected from what I was doing, like it was an out-of-body experience. I didn't feel like myself. I didn't feel human. It was only when somebody pointed out to me where it really started to hit me. There were times I wondered if I should take one of these, just to escape it all. But the longer I stared at it, the more I felt like it wasn't for me. Like I was just the one packaging it. I was just a means to an end. Maybe work isn't about passion. Maybe it's about efficiency. Everything here, working all together. Maybe it makes sense. Fold, staple, check, repeat. Fold, staple, check, repeat. I got so desensitized to what I was doing that I retreated into my own head. Besides the obvious drug process, each worker is required to have at least 2 hours of what they call employee time.
Hey newbie.
Yeah?
It's your turn on the computer.
The computer.
Which means they sort through and arrange files and emails in a database to keep up with the facade of being a normal company. Fortunately for me, it's also where I get my useful info.
I got a file! It's from Raiden.
What? It hasn't even been that long yet.
He's just that good.
Aren't you worried even just a little bit? He's stuck in the company packing drugs every day. Not to mention the undeniable pressure of being undercover and the lingering fear of being found out. I can't imagine how hard it must be for him.
Look, I know you just worried and all. I get it. But give the guy some credit. Raiden isn't just anyone. You kind of sound like this is his first time going undercover. I mean, we do this all the time. Remember when we both acted as brothers, fighting over a dead father's will?
It's not that I don't believe in him. It's just, I know him, and you know him. Whenever he has a problem, he always comes to us. And now, He has no one there. He can't even speak or form any meaningful relationships with the other workers there. He has a role to play. God, what did we put him up to?
Hey, you'll be fine. Calm down.
After the initial call and the anonymous tip to the station, I went on with my everyday routine. It was too hard to send any more information after that. An inspector came by, and security was tight. There were tightened regulations, and the rules just got more stifling. We're more efficient now, yeah, but I'm more miserable than before. Yet I continue to pack drugs and spend time on the computer anyway. It's just this whole routine, again and again. Can I have some water?
What? No. It's not even your break time. You know the rules. Go back to your table.
Just water.
What the hell is this? You're wasting all the product. Look at this. The customers won't be happy with our orders. You know, the boss is just asking us to do one simple task and you can't even do it. You know, I need this job. You also need this job. We all have people to feed our families and we don't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so exhausted with last night's batch and I don't know what. I've been just so out of it, man. I just can't handle this.
Well, you have to suck it up because everything that we do in this factory is needed and that we have to make good product for our boss. You know, everyone's tired around here. So you just have to just deal with it.
Hey, why aren't you guys working? And this mess. Oh my gosh. You know the boss put me in charge, right? I should have just done everything by myself. God, he's gonna kill me. Okay, you know what? Give me a second.
She's calling the supervisor. What a snitch.
What is that?
It's an email from the boss. He wants you to go in the office.
Come in. Take a seat. You know, I'm a very busy man. The more time you're here, the less time you're down there in the factory, which means that less drugs are being produced. But it has come to my attention that you're dead weight on the production line, and you know what happens to those, right?
Yes, sir. They get disposed.
Good. Now why don't you go out there and do what you're paid to do?
Yes, sir. I've decided then. I already had the information and evidence I needed to bring the conglomerate down. I just need to give it to the precinct, and all of this will end. However, I couldn't let the others take the fall like this. If I just called the police and left, they'd be arrested too. I've decided I had to do it inconspicuously. If I were caught, it could jeopardize everyone. I had to find a way to spread my message and get people to wake up from this capitalistic slumber and open their eyes to freedom. So I did. In little ways, it wasn't hard to get them to see how trapped we've all been, how alienated we've all been from each other, from our work, from ourselves. We will end it. We'll end it all. United, we will stand up against the giants that have controlled all our lives for far too long. As a united front, we will fight. And with a united front, we will succeed. Everyone came to an agreement. Everyone was on board. The plan was set. We just had to wait for the right time and the right place. They all said yes. This is it. The revolution's happening. We do need to remember, though, that they're all putting their jobs on the line here. We need to offer them jobs by the end of all of this.
That seems fair. They're all helping us take down Walter White. It's the least we can do.
Yeah, agreed. So, when will all this go down? When's the next major delivery going to be?
It's gonna be 2 days from now, 3 p.m. It's one of the biggest clients yet.
Where is it going to go down?
It's gonna be the back of the warehouse.
Okay, let's get the workers ready. Let's take this man down.
Let's do this. I don't remember much of what I said during that time. I just knew everyone's blood was pumping and the adrenaline was high. And as I screamed, they screamed. As I raised my fist, they raised theirs in defiance. Seeing them made me raise my voice more and more. Raise my fist high up so everyone would see. In the meantime, the raid was taking place. We were ready to take back what rightfully belonged to us. Our time, our effort, our money. We were no longer stifled by countless rules and regulations that they've imposed. We no longer tolerated an iron cage built around us. That day, we refused to be reduced to mere statistics. We refused to be treated akin to robots, akin to animals. That day, we refused to be seen any less than the humans we are. In this society, bureaucracy has been a foundation. Others thought that once established, it can no longer be removed nor replaced. But within these others, some believe that a ray of hope is in sight. But this hope is one that falls directly on the shoulders of the bureaucrats and the academics themselves. However, it is to this that we said no. We no longer waited for these people seated in their comfortable chairs to solve the problems of the system they're benefiting from. We took matters into our own hands. The rights and humanity due to us were realized that day. That day, we struggled. That day, blood was spilled. It's been over a year since, and still the memory continues to haunt me. Fortunately though, we at least got a semblance of resolve out of it. As the director fell, the factory, as it is, needed someone else to run it. Nikki and Larry took the responsibility and definitely made some significant reforms. The most obvious change being the autonomy that they gave to their workers and how much say they have in the business. It seemed less like they were heading the factory and simply sticking down to their roots and serving on behalf of their employees. And the last I heard, they were aspiring to create a condition where the economic distribution of their factory functions on the principle of from each according to his ability and to each according to his needs. We shall no longer wait for the system to change for us. We ourselves should demand the change from our systems. The pressure shouldn't be on us, but on them. We're the majority.